32.
We are back. 32. One of my favorite numbers.
Oh, really? Why?
Yeah.
I want this story.
So here's the thing. First, hello to everybody. We are back here at our wonderful little podcast. And the number 32 has a bit of a significance to me.
Really?
Yes, it does. One of my first heroes as a kid was Franco Harris of the Pittsburgh Steelers. He was a running back, number 32. And I emulated the way he ran, everything. I loved Franco Harris. The day he was traded to the Seattle Seahawks broke my heart.
Oh,
It's when I stopped following football.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, it broke my heart. I never wanted to feel that pain again when Franco Harris got traded. So the only thing that got me back into football marginally was Lawrence Taylor, LT, the New York Giants. And forget his exploits off the field. I could care less about that. What he did, what he made offensive line coaches do, they had to reinvent the game, really, because he was so powerful and he was so amazing on the field. He really, really was quite dominant. And my father, this is a fun little Lawrence Taylor's thing. My father used to work at a tuxedo rental place. My dad was a master of tailors called Metallos. And one time it was so they would rent tuxedos. A tuxedo came back after a rental party or a wedding or whatever. And in the pocket was a check stub, Lawrence Taylor's check stub. It was crazy.
Oh my gosh.
We have it somewhere in the house. I'll have to show it. But it's kind of interesting. So anyways, that's the significance of number 32.
32.
How are you?
I'm good. Just, continuing the health search. Nothing much new. Nothing much new for me. I don't know. I'm fine.
Have you gotten taller? You look taller.
Well, my camera is on my computer, so I don't know. Maybe I just have the angle different.
No, see, maybe. Or maybe that's all. See, I measure you now by your height of Rambo's face. Okay? So that's like the yardstick. And I'm saying to myself, wow, either Rambo moved down on the wall or you got taller. So I've had a rough week. I've had a very rough week.
I know.
It's Sunday morning. We're recording this on Sunday morning, and my week was totally just was a long week. No, it was long. I mean, it was good monetarily, working, tours, after COVID.
Right.
But the nut jobs that you meet in a larger city is ridiculous.
The humanity.
Look, humanity. That's a bad Marlon Brando from Apocalypse Now. That's where that line is from, isn't it? Oh, humanity. No, that's I don't know. That sounds like Dominic Barbara from the Howard Stern show, a lawyer. Okay, so anyways, this is a Rocky show. Let's get back on topic. Stacy, I can't believe you're taking us off topic like that. Come on,
I know.
We're professionals. We're not getting paid for this. We're not getting.
Speaking of HR.
So, guys, we recently had an HR issue. It's been taken care of. Well, we had to move to a new location. Stacy, why don't you hit us where we're at? Truth or Consequences, New Mexico. There you go, folks. Nice little place, a little dry, a lot of tumbleweeds, but we'll stay here for a week or two until we find a little better location. And then
where karma gets leveled.
That's right. That's right.
Anyway.
Anywho. So it's news in the Stallone world.
Yeah.
The news in the Stallone world. Sly has gotten on board, and he's obviously been working on it quite a little while now. It's a thing called Planet Sly. Stacy, there you go. Yeah. Welcome to Planet Sly. Now, what is this, you ask? Well, this is all about NFTs, or non-fungible tokens.
Yeah.
Bitcoin, cryptocurrency, and a whole bunch of other things that I don't understand.
Nope.
This is an NFT right in front of you. Sports jacket, leather jacket, gun, some type of a representation of what Sly has done in his characters over the years. And I don't truly understand it, but he's going to have like 9,000 of these or 10,000 of these. And what you that is funny. Be first. That's kind of cool. I don't understand what all of this is about, but I have a friend of mine, Rosario, who is I love this guy. He's like a brother to me. He's such a great guy. He breaks down all these emerging adventures in this cryptocurrency world. And so he was telling me about this before Sly even announced this. He's like, Mike, you got to get into this. And I go, but I don't understand. I'm still working out the basic relativity of Velcro. Like, I don't understand that. Cryptocurrency. I mean, I'm trying to understand. I peel, I hear the sound, and then but it's so strong and it holds my foot in my shoe. How does it work?
I'm right there with you. This
Are you? You don't understand it either?
It's you might as well be speaking Klingon. I don't get any of it. I don't. And I'm always so afraid it's just going to get deleted. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So if I have this much cryptocurrency, it's like, what if the grid goes down? What if the internet goes away? Like, so does that mean I just lost all this currency? I don't know. It makes me nervous. Yeah.
I know. When Skynet takes over, will it still be there?
Right.
That's my thing. When the Terminators rise and the machines take over, we're all going to be non-fungible whatever. So no, I like to poke a little fun at this, but if it's one thing I've learned is if Sly's involved, I trust his judgment on it.
That's true.
He gets it. Yeah. I don't get it. That's good enough for me. So I am definitely going to be doing some research and due diligence into it. Yeah. I know that kind of is like a form of stock. Like you own the rights to those pictures we put up of Stallone.
Right.
You would own the rights to that. And then that gets you, that's like a stock in some weird way where it gets you, like it's almost like a ticket as well to these super events Sly will be participating or putting on. Right. Yeah. Movie premieres, dinners, big dinners where he's going to be there. You have to like fly yourself in and out or whatever, but you will be invited on getting on the Sly Guys list that he has. Right. It's all really fantastic for the fans. I think it is. And I did read a little bit about it. And like I said, my friend Ross, he's been kind of like helping me take me baby steps so I understand it. But I also find it funny to kind of just poke a little fun at it too, because I'm poking fun at me because I don't understand it. I don't understand.
No, I
don't even know what fungible means.
Right. Exactly. No, I'm telling you, I have nothing to add because if it's not cash in my hand or a good old fashioned credit card, I can't wrap my head around it. That's all I know.
I'm the same way. So guys, take it out there. I'm sure one of us will put it in the link somewhere. I'll put it on my page or just go Planet Sly and go right to the website. And there's so much to read about and to understand far better than what I'm saying.
Yep. Exactly.
Now, Stace, we've both received really nice gifts from one of our favorite people on the planet. And damn it, we are going to get her on this show.
One day.
Our friend Kate, she had these signs made up for us. Stacy's Place in Kunda's Corner. So how could we not have that big shout out to her?
Right.
Thank you.
Kate, I just, when she sent this to me, I was just like, are you kidding? Kate and I have connected since early on. And, we just messaged back and forth and she sent me pictures here and there. And then, I've gotten to know a lot of people. And so we talk about more personal things too. She's had medical questions for people in her family and so forth. And she knows I'm a nurse. And so, and then, we're just messaging. And then, and then I've talked to a lot of other people too. And that's why I said in my thank you to her when I posted, I'm like, this little Rocky Files group that we're carving out here is, I don't know, it's more. It's becoming more than I ever understood it would be, at least for me. You know what I'm saying? And I'm making very personal connections. So to receive something like that, and since it's our UK themed episode, we had to shout out Kate.
we had to. And Kate, look, right. Wait, where am I? Over here.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, I almost fell off my chair. Right. What? I can't. Where am I at? Right there is my UK flag for all my friends in the UK, which I have made so many over the last 13 14 years. I literally consider them like family, friends. There's some that I have conversations with weekly. There's some I haven't talked to in some time, and I absolutely love my extended family in the UK. They're so much so that we have a couple of guys on today who really play a major role in the Rocky universe. Marco Naylor and Sean Wallage are two guys from the UK who have just no bounds on their love for the character.
Mm-hmm.
Marco has quite an interesting story to talk about, and it's a lot. So we might bring Marco back and do two parts because his story is a lot like mine, where there's a lot to it, and I don't want people to miss what he says. So when he comes on, I'll let him know. He didn't get to everything today. We're definitely going to bring him back.
Right.
And Sean works in travel, and they put together a 45th anniversary Rocky tour for about 20 plus people from the UK, and that my tour was the centerpiece. And we did this last month. Yeah. And it was so fun. We had an amazing time. I got to reconnect seriously with some great friends. I got to meet some new ones. And as we talked about earlier on podcast, the two guys who were boxing in the ring, Az and Suki, their dreams came true by some of the guys that were on the tour.
Yeah.
Anyways, are they here? Did they get here yet?
I heard the plane land and they are here.
Listen, would you go down and bring the welcome committee, go down the hallway, bring them back, or at least the virtual hallway?
Okay. I'll be right back.
Here they are. Bring them in. Where are they? I want to see my friends.
There they are. 1 and 2.
Yo, Mike, Stacy.
Yo.
How you doing?
Yo-yos.
Finally getting the chance to meet you, Stacy.
You too. Nice to meet you. This
nice
is great.
to meet you.
Message so much.
Yo, Mike. How you doing, brother?
Marco, I am doing so well. I've got my little pink marker that I carry with me for my when I talk, because I don't smoke, so I need something to do here. And Sean, it's a real privilege seeing you again. I got to meet you for the first time in Philly last month, and it was we had one hell of a time. But we're gonna get to that.
It was awesome. Yeah. Good to see you again so soon, Mike.
I know. I didn't expect this. This is wonderful. This kind of all came together, and I'm very excited to kind of touch base on a whole bunch of subjects. But I think we're gonna lead off with Marco Naylor and what he created a few years ago on Facebook. Marco, talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, so Mike, back in 2014, I decided to get on the plane and come out to Philly to do the Rocky tour with the Yo Philly Rocky Film Tour with yourself, brother. Yeah, so we finally met in 2014, me and Mike. Mike, I don't even think Mike had the Yo Philly Rocky Film Tour when it was way back then. I think it was just pretty much a different obviously name that he had running. But I did the tour with Mike. I think it was on a Sunday afternoon in April of 2014. And basically what happened after that tour, I was totally mesmerized. I've never seen anything like it before. So when I got back to the UK, I decided that, that it was a good idea to set this little Facebook group up. Now, the group, what it is today is what it weren't known as at the beginning. It was a total different name. It was pretty much only maybe 12 months after that I changed the name to Rocky Balboa in the Distance. Mm-hmm. And basically, the group was minimal. It only had so many, probably 50, 60, 80 to 100 members in there. And basically what happened is it slowly started to grow and grow and grow. Now, moving forward to probably, I think it was 2016, thought, you know what, it'd be a great idea to get back out to Philly again and maybe advertise in the group if anybody wants to come out to Philly. So pretty much what we all did is everybody booked the flights out there. I'd never met any of the guys. There was about 6 of us that went out there. Went out to Philly. We all met up in the hotels. We all had different hotels. Went on different flights. And we met up with Mike again in 2016 and did the tour again. Which was absolutely fantastic. And then after 2016, we basically come back to the UK, and the group got slightly stronger, and it started to have a bit of momentum to it. And pretty much that's where it all started. But there was other things that happened.
Now, what's the name of the Marco? What's the name of the group today? What is it called?
It's on. If you go into Facebook, it's on under Rocky Balboa in the Distance.
Now, you had a very big brush with fame, and this is what I want to get to. I'm so proud of you, and it's amazing how luck and timing and preparation fits. Mm-hmm. Now, you
Lady
got
luck.
Lady Luck, you got a phone call because of a name. Just like Rocky, the Italian stallion, got picked from obscurity to fight Apollo. You had a name, and who called you for a commercial? Who called you?
This is where it gets interesting, Mike. We're going just before the beginning of lockdown, so it's pretty much at the start of 2019, if I can calculate it right. I got a email come through, and I read the email, and it was pretty much along the lines of, "Yo, we're the marketing directors over at Facebook headquarters in San Francisco. We've come across your group, and we'd like to use your group name in a Facebook commercial." They didn't mention anything as to what it was to do, but they gave me a little insight. They were basically saying it's to do with rock. So basically what happened is, I was a bit hesitant, as you can imagine. I didn't want to reply back to the email because I thought, Facebook contacting me, I thought, right. Why did they want to contact me? Anyway, I bit the bullet, so to speak, and I contacted them maybe a couple of days later. And then I realized that, this email might actually be a legitimate email. So I replied back to it. And I got a reply back instantly from Facebook. I can't remember what the lady's name was that we're dealing with, but they replied back, and she said to me, "Yeah, we want to use your group name, and we also want you to fly out to LA and be part of this commercial using your Rocky group." And I thought, LA, why LA? So I recontacted them back, and they said they was doing the filming in LA. And then I thought, well, if it's going to be basically a Rocky thing, shouldn't that filming be done in Philadelphia?
Right.
So I mentioned that to them, and they got back to me instantly, and they said, "You know what? We're gonna continue the filming in LA, and then we're gonna bring the crew from LA over to Philadelphia, and we're gonna film this commercial."
Wow.
Now we want you guys, me and people in the group, and obviously they wanted me to put a group thing out there saying, "Look, guys, there was an email that I needed to set up and send a 60-second video clip over to this email," which the group members did. There was a bunch of them, a handful of them, that sent the email over. So basically, what happened then is Sly. I said Sly. They recontacted me back and said, "Luke, we want to fly you out to Philadelphia," but at the time I couldn't make it due to work commitments and things like that. So what happened is the guys went out to Philly because there was a few people that obviously replied back to this email. They went back to Philly. The commercial started running, and then the day before the commercial started filming, I was on Instagram, and I seen Sly was out at the Rocky statue in the Creed outfit with a leather on and everything. Yeah. And I thought, this is no coincidence, this. But I didn't want to think that Sly, and he said there's something special happening. The guys were already out in Philly at that time, ready for filming. It was due to be filmed the day after. And basically what happened is Facebook never told me that Sly was going to be in the commercial. So what happened is the commercial took place in Philadelphia in December, I think it might have been. That all got filmed, and the guys that are in the group, a guy called Sean McFadden, a guy called Jim, they took part in the commercial, and they couldn't believe it. They met Sly out there, they got pictures, they was in part of the commercial, and it was just a big swarm of fans out at the Philly steps, and the rest is history from there, really.
Marco, this wasn't just any average commercial.
No, it was
This was something very, very special. And hold that thought, because what we're going to do a little magical editing. Stacy's going to drop that commercial in right here. So watch this.
Who'd you expect?
I don't know. Me?
Okay, here we go.
Marco, that commercial was a Super Bowl commercial. My God.
Wow.
That's amazing. Stacy, thank you for dropping that in, by the way. Thank you.
No problem.
I say that because it didn't actually happen and we have to act like she did it, but she is going to do it.
I am.
Now, let me ask Sean something. Sean, were you part of the group at this time?
Do you know what, Mike? Right. I remember the phone call. I was part of it, but I wasn't really, involved as such. But Marco, he rang me and he said, because we were quite close friends, and he knows I'm a big Rocky fan. Yeah. And he rang me and he said, "What are you doing in this particular week in December?" I says, "Well, I'm free." He says, "Well," he says, "if you want to email," he says, "you can go as like my guest, and they're doing some filming in Philadelphia." So I said, "All right, send me the email." He sent me the email, and I just said, I thought to myself, "This is an hoax. This is not happening."
Right.
Can't be right.
I rang him back and went, "Oh, I'm busy," And I was like, "Oh," So when I found out that what actually happened, I was like, I couldn't believe it. So yeah, it was a true story that as well.
Yeah, it's funny because I was supposed to be in that commercial too. Marco had sent me the information.
Right.
I
Yeah,
was
Mike,
supposed
you
to be
were.
part of it. On the day of the filming was the day of the pretest. Sue and everybody, I've talked about this before, so that I'm not letting the cat out of the bag. Sue was having brain surgery.
Oh, right.
I couldn't go.
Right.
I had to be there. And I remember Sue and I have like a bit of dark gallows humor. And so we were talking. She goes, "Oh, I feel so bad. You can't do that." I said, "Well, I mean, it is a Stallone Super Bowl commercial. I should be there, but no, I'm a good husband. I'll be here with you." And we kind of chuckled at that because, there's no other place you got to be with your wife on it.
Yeah.
So I thought it was kind of funny, but that's what timing is. And, you guys, I think, Marco, what happened? You blew up.
It blew up. The Super Bowl obviously aired on the Sunday. Super Bowl 54 on the Sunday, and obviously the time difference because it was in Miami. Yeah. The time difference obviously in the UK. I had work on a Monday morning, so basically I went to bed that Sunday, so I didn't watch the game live. I went to bed, and then the following morning when I got up for work Sunday morning, as I'm asleep, I can hear the phone. It's going ding, 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 and I thought. Anyway, I turned the phone off, and when I got up Monday morning and basically turned the phone on, there was literally thousands and thousands and thousands of people requested to join the group.
Wow.
Uh,
And I looked at it, it was like 5,000 people, 6,000.
That's fantastic.
And then I literally nearly fell out of bed, Mike. It was just like, I literally nearly fell out of bed. It was unbelievable.
I know.
And constantly from there, it was just coming in through the day. And this is without a word of a lie. Each day there was like rolling in at 500 people going in, And the thing is, the group at that time, I had the settings on it as public settings. So basically, there's a tab at the bottom where you can share the post and everything. Yeah. But silly me, what I've done, there's 10,000 members in it now. But what I'd done at the time is I went into the settings and I set the settings to the group to private. So if I hadn't done that, which was a bit of a mistake, and you can't revert back, you're not allowed to for the protection of the group members. Basically, if I hadn't done that, they would have been. I've seen groups out there with 100,000, 200,000 members, but it's a close knit community group, Mike, as you know yourself.
Yes, of course. Oh, absolutely,
absolutely.
Marco, and it's part 2 will be for Sean. What is it about Rocky, Marco, that inspires you?
Rocky, I mean, the inspiration from Rocky's been in me since probably when I first watched Rocky 4 when I was 9 years old in 1985.
Yeah.
I walked out of the theatre, and that was pretty much the first one that I seen in the cinema. I walked out that cinema when I was 9 years old, and watching the start of that when the gloves hit and East meets West. I was just totally mesmerised with that film. So mesmerised, Mike. I actually went back the week after and watched it again. It was that fantastic. Yeah. But I always remember as a kid as well, in the 70s, like the late 70s, the early 80s. Remember like watching the old Betamax. Rocky 2 going into the into the video store and seeing them all. There was there's pretty much only one of the film, not like there was when it started to roll. There was pretty much 5 of each copy, and it was like very hard to come by the films at that time.
Yeah.
But
was it the inspiration? Is it the love story? What is it that what motivates you about that?
Yeah, as we all know, Mike, it's not a sports film, Rocky. It is a love story between obviously Rocky and Adrian. It's in. I think it's embed into all of us.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The spirit of Rocky. It's embed. Basically, I think we all can take a piece of our lives where we can run by Rocky and sit side by side. I mean, one of my favourite scenes is in Rocky 2 when he's down in the basement and he's punching the bag. He'd just been canned from his job. Basically, Adrian comes down the stairs and she says, "I can do extra time at the pet shop."
Right.
And Rocky says no, and it's like you can feel it. You can feel it in Rocky. He didn't want Adrian to go do that because he was so proud of himself.
Very much so.
And proud of everything that he'd done.
Yeah.
Pretty much that's where it lies with me, really.
Sean, tell me about Rocky. What motivates you? What inspires you? What is your favorite Rocky?
My favorite Rocky is Rocky Balboa.
Nice choice.
Just an awesome movie. The backstory from being a kid to starting to box. I come from a very, very humble upbringing, very, very tough life. So granddad took me boxing, and then obviously mum took me then to watch Rocky 5 at the cinema. And then and I think from being 8 years old to when Rocky Balboa come out, I just wanted that next movie, and it was up against adversity, and it was not going to come. And I remember being in Palm Springs in 1999, and I saw an article. I've got it somewhere, and it was about the Rocky Balboa, about Stallone wanting to do Rocky Balboa, and and I just wanted it so much. And then obviously when I got to see the trailer, the goose. It was just amazing. Then obviously it came to obviously the premiere in London. I went to the red carpet, and I just got there as Sly was getting back in his car, and I was like, wait, it was just amazing. And then the film itself is just off the scale for me. I could watch it and watch it and watch it and watch it, and it's just fighters fight, and I think that's what it's about.
Yeah,
that's well said. Now, do you have a favorite moment in particular? Because Marco loves the one in the basement that he said, which I can't disagree with. I think that's a wonderful scene. Mm-hmm. Do you have a favorite moment out of the series?
There's so many, and it's very. I've been thinking about it, but for me, the scene for the Rocky Balboa training montage when Tony Burton Duke, it starts and it's like calcium deposits, and it starts building some in bombs, and then
yes. It's an electric scene, that, Sean. I do quite agree with you. It's electric.
It's just you can hear the light. They're in like where they are. You can feel the atmosphere, and then when when he's like Paul is there and he hits Paulie and he's like goes like that, and
isn't that great?
Amazing.
Let's start building some hurting bombs. I love that, man.
Yes.
I love that. So, okay, Sean, you're in travel, right?
That's right.
Yeah. That's what you do for a living. So, take me through a little bit of how you and Marco got together to come up with this brilliant idea for a 45th anniversary tour from the UK to Philly to take my tour over the course of a few days, plus have dinner at the Victor Cafe and various other things. How did that come about? Sean, you start off.
It come about initially from 2018 when they started filming Creed 2. And I got a bit of I just wanted to come out. I knew they were filming in Philadelphia. I messaged you straight away. I said, "Are you free?" You went, "I'm stacked out with trips," and it was a short notice trip. So I thought, well, I'm going to go anyway. So I went and kind of did my own thing. Bumped into where they were filming. When we're on your tour, near where the Independence Hall is, and and as I'm going round, and I knew that I was going to be buying this holiday business at the time, and I kind of thinking to myself, I'm sure there's a market for this. I'm sure there is a market for this. So roll on, went home, Obviously got the travel business, launched the travel business. Obviously I knew Marco, and then obviously Marco then brings in the Rocky Balboa Going the Distance with Sly.
Yeah.
I'm in travel, and I'm thinking, well, I'm a Rocky fan. Marco's a Rocky fan. We knew we had you in the pipeline, and I just thought we could do it. So it was kind of like on the like back burner a little bit, and then COVID hit, March 2020. We was all at home, homeschooling my daughter, and just like in the afternoons, just thinking, and then I started to think about this. So one day, about a week into the lockdown, rang Marco and said, "Look," I says, "I've got this idea." I says, "You've got I've got the travel and the I could put everything together.
Yeah.
You've got the clientele. You've got you've got the people who want to do it, and we know Rocky fans as well. And there's nowhere in the world you can go into a travel agent's and buy a Rocky trip. So
it doesn't happen.
You just can't do it. And people can book a flight, they can book Mike Kunda, but can they book everything where everything's taken care of? The flights, the hotels, the transfers, So I said to Marco, I said, we could do this. So then we literally got in touch with you, Mike. We said, right, this is what we're thinking of doing. And it just kind of evolved. We started, me and Marco then create some artwork. And it just rolled from there, really. And obviously, Mike, we had to put the trip back 3 times because of the COVID, and we couldn't travel to the US for 18 months. And we were in the face of, I'll be honest, we was in the face of adversity with the COVID spike back end of last year. It was like, it was all, everybody's thinking, we had quite a few people drop off the trip because of worrying and things like that, but we still managed to bring over 20 people from the UK. So, but it was just a lockdown dream that eventually became a reality. But we kept punching, and we got there in February and had an amazing time.
Marco,
Marco's everybody's like saying, everything was put just so just perfect. Everything was just good.
Marco, piggyback that a little bit for me. What's your thoughts on that? How do you what was your feelings going into all of this?
When Sean initially contacted me, he mentioned to me of the idea of the concept of it, and it didn't take me very long to agree with him. I said, you know what, Sean? I said, if we can pull this together, if we can get one tour out of this with, like, let's say 6 people, it was just one tour we was looking at, and we thought if we can do it, then it's a success whichever direction we go in. And what happened is that the first tour sold out. And then we thought, well, we've got little gaps here. We could perhaps go for a second tour. So we put out for a second tour, and that one, it just went as quick as the first one. And then we had a little bit more extra time. I think it was on the Wednesday, and we thought we'll squeeze another one in here. It may not go, but it may just sell. And as you can see, we did 3 tours out there, and everyone sold all 3 tours, and we all come out to fill it. But yeah, it was something that we didn't think was going to happen, which did happen. So yeah, we was very, very, very highly surprised, Mike.
Yeah. And this wasn't just, I do these tours for a living. I do them daily. And I tell you what, these couple of days I was with you all was very special. Now, everybody knows this, but I'm going to just say it again. The majority of my tours before COVID, they all come from the UK. About 80% is foreign travel. 50% of the foreign travel is from the UK. That I was shocked at the amount of love that the UK has for Rocky. Now, to Sean's point, it's weird that this has never been done before. No one's come up with this idea to piggyback with me or to partner with me to have a direct line, and to have these group dinners, especially. Guys, the end of the tour, we had a dinner at the Victor Cafe that was brilliant. I mean, amazing. We had so much fun. I couldn't brag enough about it. Sean, tell us a little bit of your memories of the dinner.
Memories of the dinner, we got there, and then obviously, Alexa had, again, just to go back a little bit. Anybody can book you, Mike, but it was the whole experience that
Right.
people got.
Yeah.
You know, you came for dinner. We got, you got involved. You got us the best seat in the house.
Yeah.
We went upstairs for private drinks, and so yes, you can go and do that, but you can't experience that. You know, Alexa showed a couple of the group members like really unique filming points. You know, when there's some deleted scenes. You're just not going to get that with anything else. You know, so I think the dinner we went upstairs. We had a lovely drinks. We had some lovely photos, and then Alexa come and got us for dinner. We went down, and you got us the table right near where the
painting, the Leroy Neiman.
Yeah, that's what you got there, Stacy. And that's the one.
That's upstairs. Yeah. There's a couple. There's two Leroy Neimans there. This is one that's upstairs in the loft area.
Yeah, and then down, and it was just a lovely experience, you know. And everybody in the restaurant is looking at us. They really were. Amazing. You know, me and Marco, we was in the Dempsey t-shirts with the red jackets, and they're like, everybody was like, you know, we
even like Sean just said then that we got exclusive access to like the back in where there was the scenes done with Polly, the rain and the painting and things like that.
You guys even went down the kitchen.
Yeah.
It was just unreal, and everybody's, and it's nice because we've been there, we've all been, and you could, Mike, you'd say, oh, that's where they filmed in Creed, that's where when Ricky Conlan's managing, his little things like that where people might just go to the restaurant, go to a table, have dinner and leave. But whereas we used it as a bit of a film, we was like all walking around.
We was filming in there. We was filming in there in the back. We was recreating the scene with Rocky and Polly. We had a blast. It was amazing. We didn't even think that was going to happen. It was down to Alexa at Victor's Cafe. So we can't thank Alexa enough, really.
Yeah, her and her husband Greg DeStefano. They own the Victor Cafe, and they're just some of the kindest, nicest people. They really are. They become like family to me. They really have. So big shout out to those guys.
Yeah. Greatest restaurant in the world, Mike. Honestly,
you don't got to tell them. I know that.
It's the only place I eat. All edible. All the food's edible. It's absolutely
it's edible.
It's all edible. All of it.
That's great.
Pounded chicken.
Now, something really special happened on this tour. You guys secured access via Sean McFadden to the Front Street Gym, and there was two amazing stories that took place there. Marco, would you tell us a little bit about that? And then about halfway through, I want Sean to tell us like his perception of all that went on. Please go ahead, Marco.
Yeah, so we got exclusive access into the Front Street Gym where Creed was filmed. Now the thing is that the gym is only open on certain days at certain times, and we got clearance from the guy that runs it, a guy called Frank, and we got basically all three tours into the gym. So obviously, see where all the filming was done in Creed and that. And basically, the guy called Sean McFadden, he's the guy that was in the commercial, and a guy called Bobby. I want to give Bobby a shout out as well. They were sparring in the ring, so we all got to watch Bobby and Sean sparring, which was amazing. There was guys in there training, and the working sweat and everything. It was great to be in a working gym and seeing them guys.
Oh yeah.
Beat the meat, as they say.
Sure, yeah.
It was good. And we had two guys. He's an actual dear friend of mine as well. A guy called Suki that lives in Birmingham, UK. And he was there, as you know, Mike, in the Italian sweats with the Italian stallion wrote on the back.
And he looks like Rocky.
He does look like Rocky.
He does a great Rocky interpretation. I thought he was wonderful.
And he did a great scene outside of Victor's Cafe, Adrian's, on the corner where Rocky stood, the sunshine and rainbows, and he absolutely nailed it. He absolutely nailed it, word for word.
That's beautiful.
Word for word. So yeah, going back to the Front Street, Suki, and now people don't really get the chance to do this, but we got the chance to actually get into the ring. Yeah. And as I said, Sean was sparring, Bobby was sparring, and we got. Like I said, Suki, he ended up sparring with Bobby and Sean, And there was a guy out there on the tour as well, a guy from France called Azadine. He got in the ring, and I take my hat off to them both. They had the courage there, and they got in the ring, and they got in there fist fighting, boxing, with. And these guys are not professional or amateur boxers. The guys that are in the ring are the real deal.
Yeah.
And, they're letting them hit these guys at full. Even Azadine, when he got out, his gum shield, his teeth were bleeding when he got out the ring. So he was taking some knuckle punching. He was really at it. But yeah, that was a moving moment to me to actually. I've done the tour with Mike. How many times, Mike? 7, 8, 9 times. I've done it a bunch of times.
You went on your own the one time when you come down to the city, right?
I did, yeah. And to watch these guys' faces and see the faces. These guys have never done the tour before, and to see them at these locations and see it, to me, that was my job done. I enjoyed every moment of seeing their faces, in the gym. But yeah,
Sean,
that was filmed. That was all filmed in the gym as well.
Sean, what's your memories of that? Because what was your thought process when all that was happening?
I don't think I really appreciated it 100% until we'd left. Right. Walking into the street gym, it's like walking into a movie set.
Yeah, history. Yeah.
You walk up them stairs, and it is like being in Creed. Everything's the same. So I was kind of doing a lot of filming, and I was like, but I think for me, it was Azadine really, because I watched him do the spar, and then he came out the ring, and he went over to where the speed bags are, and nobody was with him, and he was laid down, and he had blood there coming from his mouth, and I went over, I said, "You okay?" And he was breathing so heavy, and he just went, "Do you know what? That is I've just achieved probably one of my life goals by doing that." He said, "Because I feel so bad. I worked, feel inside." But he says, "Yeah," and I walked away, and I thought, "Wow, just wow," and and we made that happen. That was that. So
I wouldn't have been able to set that up. I wouldn't have.
Exactly. Even I wouldn't have had the courage to get in that ring, Mike. I would not have had the courage to do that.
Marco, most people run away their whole lives from getting punched in the face. I've tried to avoid it as best I could. As the dean says, "Hit me, take your best shot," and he enjoyed it, and it became a beautiful memory for him. I saw that, but I also remember. Going in at about 45 seconds. They did, 2 or 3 1-minute rounds? 2 1-minute rounds, I think they did, right?
2 1-minute rounds, yeah.
45 seconds in, I watched Azadine back up, and then Sean goes, "You never thought 1 minute could be so long in your life." And I thought, man, if that isn't a perfect saying for that moment, 1 minute, but it was something he loved to do. I wouldn't have done it. I wouldn't have the cojones to do it. No way. Stacy, what have you been thinking about all of this so far? How does this go through that old noggin of yours?
Well, I mean, the enthusiasm, of course. Like I said, it's always fun to have these guests on because we get to be as enthusiastic as we want to be in our own group. So I love that. It is amazing to me how far-reaching it is. It is all over the world, and we actually have somebody putting pins on a map for us, and these Rocky fans are coming from everywhere. And I just think, we're in the U.S. and Stallone is, was raised in the U.S. But then to hear, I don't know, just to hear you guys, it transcends. The story transcends every culture, every corner of the earth. It is just get up and keep going. And, it's not, you're not in a literal boxing ring, but everybody's in the ring of some problem.
And
the ring of life.
Yeah. And you can lay that story over any situation in any corner of the world. And that's just hearing this. That's what's going through my head. It's just amazing to me.
Now, go ahead, Mark.
Sorry, but I'd like to touch as well, Mike, on when we was over at the Rocky Steps. I think it was the first tour that we did on the Tuesday morning. Now, me and Sean we had a heads up on this. There was a couple that would come on the tour, a guy called Andrew and his girlfriend called Jane. And Andrew said that he's going to propose to Jane at the top of the steps. Obviously, Jane knew. And there was a proposal at the top of the Rocky Steps, and I filmed it. I think Sean filmed it. It was, to me, that was that was the. I wouldn't like to say it was the pinnacle of the tour, because all of the tour was a pinnacle to me.
Sure,
you know, it was above. It was the highest of the highest. Every time I go out there and do the tour, Mike, I just get a bigger and bigger and bigger buzz every time I'm out there. It doesn't ever drop for me. It just constantly keeps moving.
Oh, I get it. I know.
It just keeps getting higher and higher. There's just no leveling off with it. It's just a constant high. But yeah, as I said, Andrew proposed to Jane at the top of the steps. We filmed it, which was absolutely amazing. I'd like to give John Rivley a shout out as well, because John sent the video directly to Sly, and Sly posted the video on his Instagram, and that to me was
Can I just I'll put in there, Mark?
Amazing.
I was talking to
it was hard to contemplate.
John. Cool.
All right, no, Sean, you go.
Yeah, John.
When we did the art exhibition, John, we were talking to him and he was explaining about Sly's favourite picture and all that type of stuff. And I was lucky enough to actually see the actual screenshot on a text message to Sly. And he showed me the actual test. So he'd messaged Sly the video, and Sly had put back absolutely beautiful.
Oh,
he did
wonderful.
And that's the day before he put it on his Insta. And I thought, to actually see that on his phone with Sly on his WhatsApp and all that, and then absolutely beautiful. I just thought, that for me, that I'm like, whoa.
And that's that's one of the beauties of doing this all-inclusive tour. Now, let me ask you something. It sounds like, by all accounts, it was a success. Is this something you're going to do again, or was that just one and done?
I don't think we bothered, Mike. No.
Nobody's going to go again, right? It's done.
We're totally done with it, Mike. No, me and Sean, as soon as we got back, we was in talks. So we've been back pretty much a month now. Me and Sean was in talks straight away, and we had the phone calls when we got home, and was like, we were working things out, like how the tour went. And don't forget, this is the first international tour that we've done.
We learned how to do things better too.
We're newbies, we are gonna walk into a brick wall at certain times, which we did, but we rectified that along the line. And pretty much, me and Sean, as we put pen to paper, and we are working actually as we speak now. We're working on 2023's tour. If you want to give a little bit of insight into that, Sean.
So
please.
The actual feedback while we was in Philly, I think for me, being a fan as well, being there was great. But automatically, I'm automatically thinking, well, these guys have bought this tour. I'm more interested in make sure they had a better time. Do you know what I mean? Experience. I mean, I've been to Philly, So to sit back that night and say, we talked to everybody at Victor's. Actually, I said to Marco, I said, what we need to do is we need to get round and mingle round people and see what people's feedback is. And we picked up some, key bits, but everybody said, we want to do it again. We want to do it again.
Nice.
So Marco then kind of put things onto social, onto his Facebook thing. He'd ring me every night. I've had another 3 messages. I'll have had another 2 messages that they want to do it. Him and his wife want to come. Can we do this? I'm saying we've got to do this again. So we've now literally, but we're trying to. We could do the same again, Mike. Yeah. But we want to attract the guys who came this time. We want to do a little bit different. So we're going to talk to you, and we're going to. We've got a few ideas that we're going to do the same again next February, but we're going to just mix it up a little bit and just put a little bit something different in there and keep the interest. So yes, we're going to do it again, and and we can't wait.
I'm so excited for it. We were actually going to do a Zoom call. I know I only have you guys for a few more minutes, and then we're going to let you go. But we were going to do a Zoom call. We were going to do it earlier, but we couldn't do it earlier. We're going to do it later. Couldn't do it later. So very soon, the 3 of us are going to start really hardcore working on this and really start going back and forth, because the one thing I have one regret, is that I wasn't more involved in Zoom calls. I really, there was a few valid reasons why I couldn't, but at the end of the day, I think I could have contributed more. So I'm really looking forward to being way more hands-on to really help you guys, because you know what? I am on the ground here. I'm in Philly. I know the area and things that can work and can help take this to another level. So I'm very, very excited, and I am committed to building this even better this time in February. And like we said, we're going to talk about that. Now, before we go, because I know it's Mother's Day over there today, right?
It is Mother's Day, yeah.
Yes,
Oh, no.
right? And Stacy, we don't have...
Like the bird's in the oven. We've got
You
10
got a
minutes.
bird in the oven. Rock. You hungry, Rock? So just don't throw the bird in the alley if things go wrong.
You want the bird, go in the alley and eat the bird.
If we've learned nothing from Rocky. Stacy, when is our Mother's Day?
It's always May.
It's always May, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I got
Yeah.
you. All right. So, anyways, we're gonna let you go. We're gonna wrap up here with this. And Stacy, before I say my last question, go ahead. What do you want to ask these guys here before we let them go?
Oh, I think I want to add my name to one of these tours, even if I'm not from the UK. I want to tag along with this group.
You've got to come on this tour, Stacey. It's absolutely fantastic. For any Rocky fan,
Good
you've got to do
Good
the
luck
Rocky.
with that. I've been begging her to come on the tour. Begging her. And you know, she goes, no.
That is so not true.
Yeah,
I
have all the messages. No, I'm kidding.
Not even two. No, it's that has to do with my parents and my move more than anything else. But no. Oh yeah. I mean, you guys, I mean, all the pictures you've sent, all the videos you've posted. I mean, I've been watching and I'm like, oh my God, this is the most fun group. And I'm like, am I allowed to tag along even though I'm not from the UK?
Hey, we had non-UKs there. We had a couple of Americans there.
Oh, good. Okay, yeah.
We've even had other Rocky groups talking about how jealous they are of the tour that we put together.
Were they really?
Talking. Really, yeah.
Oh,
They was inundated with pictures and videos. They had to turn the phone off. They couldn't deal with it, Mike. They couldn't deal with it.
Wow. Well,
we are the champions.
It's like immersion, you know, like if you want to learn a foreign language, you just go to that kind of, it's like the Rocky experience, immersion and Philly.
At the end of the day, it's all about doing it. You can either sit back and do nothing and watch the parade pass you by.
Very, very true.
Or you can get up and try it. It may not be perfect, but you will work it out along the way. Perseverance. Now, listen, Stace, you got everything out you want to say?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, guys. As you know on this podcast, there's something I love to do. Sean, you're going to go first. If you had 30 seconds in an elevator with Sylvester Stallone, what would you say?
Oh dear. Mike, you've put me on the spot. I love him, to be honest. I just really love Stallone. I love Rocky. And just how much of an inspiration he has been on my life. Just, you know, from a, you know, never say die attitude, it's the fighter's fight. And I'm just so thankful that, you know, I've been through, you know, my life, been through tough times, but having that Rocky spirit behind you, I think he's enabled me to kind of draw on that. I know it's fictional, but it's just what that is. And it's ultimately his character that's done that. Yeah. And see if he wants to go out for dinner as well and all that. So.
Of course. Marco. No, go ahead. Go ahead, Sean. Go ahead.
Tell you this story, right? Expendables 2 premiere. This is one thing, right? Yeah. I went down to the red carpet. Sly were there. Sly came up to me, literally as I am now, and I didn't know what to do. I thought, do I go for a photo? I thought, I've got no tattoos on my body. Right. I said to Sly, would you please sign here and I will have it tattooed? And he laughed and he went, no. He took my pen, he signed my thing, he walked off down the red carpet, he come back 15 minutes later, and he gave me my pen back. That is my little memory of life. True story.
Now, see? How about that? How about that? That's amazing. I never heard that before. That's wonderful.
Great story.
I love that. Marco, 30 seconds in an elevator. What do you say?
Well, I don't think... I actually had the opportunity to have an hour with Sly, actually, back in 2017 in Cafe Roma in Beverly Hills. So I think it was a lot longer there, and you know, it was a lot more appreciated. But yeah, I'd say 30 seconds in an elevator with Sly. You know, Sly, you've inspired me for 4 decades. You know, just is embedded. You know, is embedded into each and individual, every one of us. Really, is you know, keep fighting, fighters fight, keep punching. Sly. Next time I'm in Philly, I'll try and give you a call, and we'll go out for dinner at Victor's Cafe. So keep me up on that one there.
You guys are gonna have to hit the buttons in between floors to get more time in with them.
Yeah, pretty much.
Something, guys. Listen, I know we gotta let you go, but we are gonna bring you back because I think we're gonna do a part 2 with you guys, and we're gonna talk a little bit
Great.
more about the movies. Maybe we're gonna sit here and go through one of the movies. We'll critique it. We'll talk about it, and we'll talk about the highs, the lows, the intermediates. We'll talk about it all. You guys up for that?
100%.
Definitely, 100%.
Guys, it's been my pleasure. Stacy, have these guys lived up to their name, or have they been horrible?
Yeah.
They've been great.
And
Right?
then some. Absolutely.
We try our
fabulous.
best. We try our best.
Good energy. Fellas, like we always say, our mutual friend, keep punching.
Yo.
Bye, guys.
Bye-bye. Nice. Wow.
All
As
right, that was
always.
good. I'm impressed. Those
Yeah.
guys towed the line. They brought their A game, and
Yeah.
I'm really, really. Now you have to,
Yeah.
Stacy. These guys both have very, very long stories. So
Yeah.
we had to kind of mash it together a little bit. But I really do. I'm looking to really expand a little bit more, and we'll see what the viewers say if people would like to hear,
Yeah.
more UK stories, and
Yeah.
we'll bring them back. But they
Yeah.
did great.
Yeah. No, they did a great job, and I don't want to repeat myself, but it is about it's literally a worldwide reach that he has, and
It's amazing.
and it's just Rocky's like having a tool bag, something in your tool bag,
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. So I
I
love
agree.
that. Yeah.
I
I
agree.
love hearing those stories.
Now, somebody that is always a huge fan of ours, who has gone out and done his own thing, and really is our buddy Rick. Can we talk about him for a little bit?
Oh, my Rick. Yes. So Rick made my t-shirt, which I actually don't have on today. I had it on last episode. He's the one who made this sign,
Right.
that sign, my Adrian sign, the sign behind you, and he's
know.
making t-shirts and he's making hats.
Wow.
And then he makes like little coaster size signs, but he's at Rocco Bob 33, and you can just go to him, order from him. Let me pull this up right here. And yeah, t-shirts. He does black t-shirts with the yellow press on, like vinyl, I think it
Right,
is, or the vice versa, the yellow with the black. But he's been wonderful to us, and yeah. So I just wanna, if you want your Rocky Files gear, go
Show
to
your
Rick.
support. Sure.
Go to Rick.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Before we get out of here, I got a gift in the mail late yesterday from my friends in Germany. Martina has been let me grab this here. Hang on. Martina, she's someone that's very special to me. Every year she sends me a Christmas gift and she sends me a birthday gift. I mean, for the last I don't even know how many, at least 5, 6, 7 years she's been doing it.
Aww.
And she goes out of her way, and it's not cheap either. I mean, it costs money. Okay. So Sly had an art show in Germany at the end of last year, and I don't know how to pronounce the museum that it was in. Yeah,
yes. I saw that post. There's no way to pronounce it.
Yeah, I don't know. There's too many vowels and dots above the U's. I don't know what that's all about. I don't get paid to spell, okay? So or pronounce, evidently. But they did a collection, a book, and there's several books out from the one when he was in the Russian, when he did the art show in Russia a few years ago. There's also a DVD. I actually had that right over there. And this one is Sylvester Stallone, Best of Life, paintings from 1966 to 2020. And on the back is one of Sly's signature clocks that he puts at the corners of his paintings for various reasons. And inside, it's just a great look at it. I know it's hard to see, but
I'm gonna make you bigger there. Here, bring it to your camera.
Okay, hang on. Here is my favorite. I just put this up on a post. This is one of my favorite ones that he did. This is called Hercule O'Clock. This is something back in the Planet Hollywood days. They put on T-shirts and a whole bunch of things. And he's raised a lot of money for autism with it. And the book, let's see what else. Here's another one that he is surreal abstract paintings.
Yeah.
And there's interviews in here both in German and English. They did a really great job. The amount of pictures that are in here are incredible. So if you Google, I don't have a link on how to order this. I would order Google like Best of Life. I'll tell you real quick. It's the Osthaus Museum, Osthaus Museum in Hagen. It was established in 1902. So get it. It's worth
Yeah.
it. I love this. Martine, thank you so much. And your husband for sending it. It means a great deal. And I have all the Easter candy upstairs. She sent me 12 tons of Easter candy.
German chocolate.
Oh,
Easter
yeah.
candy?
Oh, yeah. Our next show, I'll be 80 pounds heavier. So.
Best chocolate there is. Yeah.
That's it. That's it. Yeah. Stace, what else do we have?
I think for me, that's everything. I don't have anything else. You know what? I do have one more thing that I just wanted to have everybody message Rick, because we do have a map going, like I said earlier, of where our reach is, and we're going to take it. We're going to take a cool picture of all the little dots all over the world map, and we'll post that. We'd like to see how far the reach is. Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
All right. Listen, if you want to find Stacy, where can you find Stacy?
I am at Had Me at Yo and the Rocky Files anytime.
She is. Listen, she's really the brains behind this. She is. I'm trying to pull my weight, and so you're gonna see a little more activity from me too, guys. If you want to find me, the Yo Philly Rocky Film Tour, the Rocky Files podcast. Or you can head over to TikTok and you can assault me like everybody else does over there on TikTok Rocky. TICK TikTok Rocky. Believe me, they hate my guts over there. But man, no, I got some people that love me, but man, I mix it up. And I'm a little different over there. I'm a little more Andrew Dice Clay. I'm not the nice, loving guy I am on Instagram. I'm a little more hardcore. Oh yeah. I really love putting these angry videos. I'm not really angry. I'm playing it, but it's great. It pisses off the trolls. So go check it out. The videos are a lot of fun. Anyways, my friend, until next week, you keep punching.
Keep punching. Bye.